I guess what I'd like to ask each of the panel members is, what do you feel are your responsibilities to give back? And one reason, again, I mentioned Mike, because I know we see him here a lot. He comes and speaks to a lot of our classes, and he's closer by. I know Jeff in New York's a little bit far away in Connecticut. But what do you feel as far as your responsibility to give back to whatever, to students coming up? It doesn't have to be here, it could be wherever, community organizations and such, and why do you do that? And I'll just start out with you, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little easier as an advertising creative because I really have no useful talent. I'm no good at carpentry, no good at cars, so you think of your friends or your parents or your brothers, and in my case, and everyone can actually do something and help someone out, and what am I going to do, write you a letter? I mean, so it's part of it is just finding ways to feel valuable beyond your own job. Part of it's selfish as an advertising creative. Yeah, we love to help out nonprofits, and it's really cool, but it's also really cool for us because you have a client that can't say no for the most part. So you can kind of create whatever because you're doing it for free. So we pick on purpose, places that have, in terms of my agency, typically have no chance of getting any type of money, any type of their own advertising, scrappy little nonprofit organizations, and we seek them out, and they don't seek us out, and we just surprise them with a call, and we help them out in any way we can. And that's really gratifying to give someone, what would be if they paid for it, $400,000 worth of work for basically nothing. I don't know if it's that much, but sometimes maybe over the course of time. It is gratifying, but it's gratifying in both ways. I mean, we get something out of it too. We have a lot of fun doing it. And then giving back to the students is just a passion of mine, and it's bred again. I point to Jeff and I point to the other people who did the exact same thing for us. Jeff was around a lot in Oshkosh. He didn't live anywhere around here. I mean, he came back and when we were at the competition team, he came out to San Diego, with our team, and he spent a lot of time with us, and each individually as a team, and I remember that, and I try to replicate that because I wouldn't be here today where I am if I hadn't had help from people like that. So I'd like to do the same thing.
Certainly for me, it's an opportunity to work with the Online Publishers Association or the Online News Association or Society of Professional Journalists. Or the NAA New Media Council. I've had the opportunity to be on committee work and do a lot of student outreach in those areas, which has been really gratifying. I have the opportunity to, fortunately, to be able to spend a lot of time on campuses across the country, talking with students, talking about career path opportunities and specifically digital journalism. I've had the opportunity to spend quite a bit of time at the Poynter Institute, both as a speaker and as an adjunct, as well as on panels to work with students about best practices in online journalism. One of my disappointments from my career, the only downside I could think of when I went to ESPN is literally right 2 or 3 months before I went out to Connecticut, I had agreed to become the co-chair of the Journalism Advisory Committee for UW-Oshkosh. And physically it was going to have a challenging time to get back here as often as I wanted. So I sort of stepped back from those duties a little bit. But I told Mike I'm more than happy to participate in any opportunity we can. I can't sit up here and say this is all goodwill. I'm always looking for students who are going to be great professionals, are going to make my life easier and make me proud. So it's a two-way street. I'm recruiting every single one of those visits, every single one of those opportunities. Yeah, if the students get anything out of it, fabulous. But I'm trying to recruit as well. So I can't say it's just purely benevolence.
Appreciate your honesty.
And likewise, the WNA Foundation does quite a bit of good work for students and for advisors in the state, both high school and collegiate level. And again, it's not all benevolence because we're doing it on behalf of the industry, and we want these young students to come up and have an interest in journalism and be ready to come and work in journalism. And so we provide scholarships to the college students. Look for our application material coming out in the next few months. We do programming at our conventions for the college students, and at the high school level, we run their contests, and we also essentially, I don't know if we entirely fund, but we partially fund the Journalism Education Association's mentoring program here in Wisconsin, which helps the high school advisors, because we're finding a lot of the high school advisors are the science teacher who didn't have an elective course on their menu, and the principal says, you're not coaching anything, you're not working on anything extra, and then they're given the journalism program. And so we have the mentoring program that sends out, there's a few retirees on it, or some active journalism advisors that are there to offer a hand to those advisors. And just on a personal level, I live in a small community, and my daughter and son both have the best websites and the best photography out of any other team in the league, because I'm a mom who'll hop in with my camera, and then I'll go and upload and help create awareness about their teams, and just, you know, that's my personal level of volunteerism, is just putting my journalism skills to use, and people are thankful for it, and it's fun for me to do.
I think for me, frankly, I wouldn't have been where I'm at if people didn't help me. So it's kind of like a social responsibility, I think, that people should have within themselves, as well as at a corporate level. But don't do something just to check a box. Do something that you believe in, that makes sense for you. If you work for a company, make sure it aligns. There's plenty of things. I mean, Harley-Davidson aligns with NDA because kids can't walk and kids can't do that. We give people rides, you know, and it lives up their expression. It actually fits with our own brand value and our own philosophy. And I'd encourage you to do that from a personal level too. What makes sense to you? What feels really good about that? Because we're all humans, and I think that's an element of it. But if you're just going to do it to check a box, no one wants you there. So if you don't feel it at that time, don't force something to put it on there, because it's going to look pretty shallow and pretty transparent. But you'll see kind of when something comes back. I think everything kind of comes around, and it feels pretty good. And I would really like to see the program that I've participated in really succeed and move forward and become better. And you know, anything that I can learn as a result of it to make it better, why wouldn't you want to